Hello, good morning, ma'am. Hello.
Very good morning, everybody. I'm so sorry. I just got done with the teacher training session and I rushed here. Are all parents here in the session? Yes.
Yes, they are watching directly in the
YouTube channel.
Yes.
Okay. So parents, very good morning to all of you. We've conducted this webinar today to apprise you of the new courses that we are bringing into the school for the students of grades 3, 4, and 5. We felt the need to start with coding, and for students of grades 6 to 10, we want to give them the introduction to artificial intelligence, which everybody is talking about today. So we do not want our students to be left behind. So the next most important thing is these courses are covered during the school hours, and there will be little projects given to the students to be done as part of assignments. And my suggestion at this point in time is, I think, pursuing education today, no matter at which level, is not possible without the use of internet. I think we are convinced by now that children learn better, virtually than, even actually. So, with the lockdown learning and the children getting access to the gadgets, we also know that there are problems that come alongside. So my suggestion to all parents, at this point in time is, having said that projects are necessary for children, whether it is for this coding, artificial intelligence, or a lot of projects that we give children as part of the CBSE curriculum, which is mandatory, I would suggest parents to keep in mind to have a gadget, for children to use only in the drawing room. Maybe, in the hall, whether it's a desktop or a laptop or any other gadget that you want children to access, I would suggest parents, I would urge parents to ensure that children do not use gadgets in closed rooms, because it can lead to a lot of, other issues which we see in children today around the world. So we do not want our children to fall prey to any of these cyber threats or cybercrime. So please make available a gadget for them in the hall and ensure that children use it also in the presence of somebody or the other. We don't necessarily have to sit next to them and monitor what they're doing, but at least they should know that, okay, the system is somewhere, placed in the hall and people are passing by, and they definitely will not resort to doing things that are not supposed to be done. That is point one. And please let your children know that there is a special app, installed in your gadget, which gives you an idea of the entire browsing history of the child. Because children think they can open different games, different applications. They think that they can uninstall, they can delete, and nobody gets to know. So let them know that you have installed a software that gives you an idea as to, what the browsing history is. That will ensure, and it will prevent them from opening, sites not meant for them. So now let me introduce BrightChamps to all of you parents. Now, this is the firm that is collaborated for this particular course. In fact, they have been collaborated with quite a few schools, and out of a lot of references, I got to know BrightChamps. So this year, I feel extremely happy to start this program here in our school. There is no separate charge for this. You don't have to pay anything for this because we wanted to take it off, initially, with grade 3 and above, beginning with coding. And they do have in their computer classes also a little bit of an introduction to coding. They also have an introduction of artificial intelligence in the older classes. But the experts here, because these are very niche technologies, I felt, having the resources from the right firms will help our children get the right perspective. Thank you very much. And over to you, BrightChamps.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the nice thought and, of course, the suggestions that you have given to all the parents. I think it's really necessary to keep watch on kids, although it's also necessary to move forward with our new skills and new generations. So I think this is a very nice thought that you have suggested to all the parents. I am Sarita, and I'm Senior Operation Manager and Facilitator in BrightChamps. I'll just brief you a little bit about our company, and then Mr. Mayank is there who will take you forward to about the curriculum, and he will explain that what we are taking this time with the school from grade 3 onwards. So our organization is BrightChamps. Yes, earlier we were known as a Metamorphosis, but BrightChamps acquired us. I'll just brief you about Metamorphosis also. It's 5 years ago, we started Metamorphosis Education with a robust passion to introduce entrepreneurship in schools, driven passionately by our founder and CEO, Mr. Pawan Elena's association with school students. He realized well that kids and their ideas will shine if they have the right knowledge and skills to bring their ideas to life. And thus, with this almost infectious determination that he has passed down to each one of us, we started Metamorphosis to ignite the entrepreneurial spirit in every young mind. Later on in this year, BrightChamps has announced that he is acquiring Metamorphosis, and the aim of both the company is to ensure quality-driven compliances in schools across the country. Our mission is to empower the world's 2 billion kids with world-class learning opportunities in crucial life. So, just give me a minute. So moving forward, we also offer financial literacy, robotics, we have the entrepreneurship, where we provide different types of curriculum for different grade levels. We have the financial literacy, we have coding, we have robotics as well. And of course, when the students come up with the ideas, we also go with the innovation.
Sorry to
Yes.
interrupt. If you can
Yes.
quickly go to coding and artificial intelligence, because parents just have this 1 or 2 days.
Sure.
I think they would be
Yes.
more interested to know about coding and artificial intelligence.
Yes, ma'am, I'll do that.
Okay, if you can quickly go there, I would
yes.
recommend that. Thank you.
Sure. So these are the few things that we go with. Now I'll just introduce you Mr. Mayank. He is going to take care of the coding, and he actually trains the students in our company, and as well as he also trained the teachers. He is highly skilled educator with 3 years of experience in teaching coding, robotics, and artificial intelligence at various edtech companies, both in online and offline mode, coupled with 2 years of IT industry experience. So I will not waste time. As ma'am told, we will move forward, and over to you, Mayank. You can share your screen, and you can just speak about the curriculum.
Hello. Hello. Yeah, I will also turn on my camera. Yeah. Hello. Hello, everyone. So this is Mayank, as told by Sarita ma'am. So I will share my screen, and we will get into understanding the curriculum that we are going to use for teaching the students. All right. So I will share my screen now. All right. So I hope you're able to see. So to start with, we have segregated the curriculum plan based on the grade group wise. So in the first category, we have third grade to fifth grade. And in the second category, we have sixth grade to eighth grade. And then finally, we have ninth grade to 10th grade. All right. So yes. So let us start with third grade to fifth grade. So to begin with, how I'm going to go ahead is I'm going to explain about the platforms that we use to explain the technologies to whatever for teaching we are using, and then I'm going to tell what will be the projects that we are briefly going to cover and concepts that will be covered. And also I will tell you about the skills that will be acquired by the students after at the end of this course. All right, so let's get started. So let's get started with the scratch platform. So that is the first thing the third grade to fifth grade students we will be learning. Now let me tell you briefly about this platform itself. So this platform is basically a block-based coding platform, which is a visual programming. So here, classically, programming is done using a text-based coding where specific syntax is used to write programs. But this thing has been abstracted for the young learners who are just beginning to learn coding, right? So it's a high level kind of visual programming platform where they will be dragging and dropping the blocks, and just like a puzzle or a jigsaw puzzle, they will be completing the code. So it is very easy for them to understand at the beginning. So, and additionally, uh, these blocks will include the various concepts of fundamental concepts of programming, such as variables, conditions, loops, and event handling. So these are the concepts that will be briefly covered in the fundamentals of coding. So this first course is known as Coding Fundamentals. And coming to the next thing, Scratch encourages creativity by allowing the students to create interactive stories, animations, and games of their own, right? And then finally, it helps students to develop problem solving skills, logical thinking, and creativity while engaging them in the hands-on coding projects. So this is the brief about the Scratch platform. Now I will briefly go over the projects that we are doing. So we start with projects such as geometric rides, which will give the basic introduction to the whole Scratch platform, how the sprites and characters are brought in, and how all of the animation is done using some simple blocks. Then further we move with other projects. We will include decision making blocks. Then we will also include loops, how loops are used in programming, and how it can be beneficial in writing efficient code. Um, and finally, we will also learn about various kind of other event handling blocks in the Scratch. And all of these projects are designed and planned in that way. So where they're able to understand all the basics, fundamentals of programming using these block-based coding. So, all right. So this is about the coding fundamentals Scratch. That is the first part for third grade to fifth grade. And let's see what will be the learning outcomes of this. So there, in general, I will tell there are various learning outcomes. Firstly, they will be very, at the end of this course, they will be very clear with their basic foundation of fundamentals of programming, right? So which I already mentioned, which are like conditions, loops, variables, and event handling. So they will be understanding this. And finally, they will be good at creative thinking, critical thinking, problem solving abilities will improve. And these are the expectations out of this course. Now, in the second part of the course, we use another platform which is Thunkable. Now, this is a mobile app development platform which we introduced a little bit later in the course for the third grade to fifth grade. So this basically helps them to design user interfaces and mobile applications as we use in our phones today. So they will be able to make small, simple to medium level of difficulty applications here, and we will introduce them for mobile applications. So that's the end part of the course. So this is all about third grade to fifth grade. All right. So if I would request if anyone of you have any questions, you can post it in the comments, and we will look into it later. I will look into it, and after I finish all of these curriculum talk, and I will be taking up the questions and I will be answering those. So keep posting your questions if you have any. All right. So I will now proceed with the next grade, which is sixth grade to eighth grade. Now, this is a second category of segregation that we have for the sixth grade to eighth grade. Now, this is basically also divided into two parts. The first one is Thunkable app development, which is mobile app development basically. And second one is machine learning, which is artificial intelligence generally, right? So let me get into this. Now let us talk more about the Thunkable app development platform. So this platform basically also provides a visual interface just like Scratch to drag and drop blocks and make their mobile apps. Now, coming to the next thing, this also is a cross-platform development software. So where students will not just be able to develop apps for Android, but also for Apple iOS. So as you all might know that there are basically two platforms, mobile platforms we have, which is Android and iOS. So students will get exposure in developing apps on both the platforms through the single Thunkable application. All right. The next thing is it also has a visual interface builder, which is used to design and make user interfaces. So students will also get a very good idea about how to design the user interfaces, which is basically the whole app interface, which the users use to interact with the app, like buttons or like some text images, how they are placed, and some kind of animations in the app. So how this all happens. So this is all comes under the user interface. So they will also be learning about this. Finally, they will also learn about the data handling part. So when these apps, uh, for a mobile application, it's very important to interact with the database or to interact with a lot of data, right? So they will also get exposure to understanding of how the mobile applications interact with the database and retrieve information from there and update information into the database. So they will also be able to learn this through the Thunkable app development. And finally, last but not least, they will be publishing their own apps. So we will teach them to finally publish their own apps at the end of this. So they will be publishing their own apps here. All right. So let me take through some of the projects that we have. So we have something as Guess. So this was all basically about the Thunkable platform. Now let me take through each of these uh, some of these important projects that we have listed here. So we start with a very simple AI project, which is an image recognizer. So it's called Guess Who, like that. And we make a multiplication tables. There is another application which will introduce some of the operators in programming. So that's also a very fundamental to coding. And finally, we have a checklist app. So this is very much related to the database that I was talking about. So they will understand how a mobile application interacts with the database here. And finally, we will be making some mid-scale level mobile apps also here. It's like Space Invader app. And then we have Sign In. We finally have we also have a Sign In app, which is nothing but is going to introduce them how user authentication is done in mobile application. So how users sign in, what happens if they put a wrong password, or what happens if they want to update their password. So how all of this happens, they will be able to do in the sign in app. And coming forward, they will be also making a chat application, which is also a very interesting project. And moving forward, we have more such applications. And finally, they will also be making movies and reviews kind of application where, so this will be an application where a lot of movies will be displayed on the screen, and they can review it, or they can see the reviews of the existing movies in the list. And that's what here it will be. And finally, as I said, they will be publishing their apps, and we will teach them how to do that and how this thing all works, right? So about the Thunkable, the basic outcomes, learning outcomes that are going to get is they will be learning about the mobile app development skills. They will be again learning here also about the problem solving and logical thinking abilities. And they will also improve their critical thinking and design making abilities also, because they're designing basically the whole interface of the app also. So they will be good with animations and graphic design as well in the user interface or design. Now, as I said, another important finally point was they will be making their app interact with the databases. So they will be learning about this as well. So, and the second part for the 6th to 8th grade, we have introduced some projects including artificial intelligence and machine learning. So here, basically, they will be using Python to make some of the simple artificial intelligence or machine learning applications. So if I tell a little bit about artificial intelligence or machine learning, so this technology is all about mimicking the human intelligence into machines. So we are trying to make machines that can mimic human intelligence into them and make decisions more intelligently, just like us humans. So this is all artificial intelligence is all about, and this is a cutting edge technology of 21st century, right? So, and some of you might also have heard of this Chat GPT, which is the most famous artificial intelligence web application right now, right? So they will be all understanding how these cutting edge chat applications like ChatGPT work. What is the foundation of them? So the core foundation of these applications are artificial intelligence and machine learning. So they will be getting into that more detail. So we have some projects with the artificial intelligence and machine learning, which is sort things out. So so they will be basically using some Python programming language to make these applications. Then we have some home automation application, and then we have customized gifting cards. All right. So this is overall about the 6th to 8th grade. So it was basically thinkable, and then we were having some machine learning projects at the end, just to give the exposure to the students. All right. So this is about this. Now I will move on to the final 9th grade to 10th grade. All right. So talking about the 9th grade to 10th grade, this whole course is designed for artificial intelligence and machine learning specifically. And the platform that we are using here is a Google Colab. So Google Colab is a platform provided by Google. So let me talk more about this, and where the students will be learning about artificial intelligence and machine learning projects. They will be making the hands-on projects in AI. So starting with Google Colab, it is very accessible and convenient platform for students, because usually these cutting edge technology, a very good platform that is very easy to use for the students, which is Google Colab here. So it makes so users can access the Colab from any device through internet. They can use this platform, and which eliminates the need of high-end software and hardware, which is required for machine learning and artificial intelligence projects. So usually these artificial intelligence and machine learning projects need a very sophisticated softwares or hardwares, like very high-end softwares and hardwares, if I should say. So if we are using these Google Colab like web application for designing our projects, so all of this need is eliminated. So anyone can create their own machine learning applications using Google Colab. Now, this Google Colab is also a very interactive learning environment, where a Jupyter notebook, if some of you might know, is used for editing the application or writing the code for it, which allows for interactive learning experiences. So student can write, execute, and modify the code in real time, and enabling hands-on experimentation and immediate feedback. They will also receive what's going on and how the project is progressing. So this is a very good platform for that. Now let me talk about another important point. So any machine learning or artificial intelligence usually will require a graphics processor unit, GPU, which is like a graphics card in the machine. So even if the students don't have a GPU in their computers, so that is the need of the GPU is also eliminated using the Google Colab platform. So all of these projects, they will be able to make on the platform itself without the need of any additional hardware or software. So that's the basic point I wanted to make here. Now let us see what are the projects that we have here. So we start with introducing to machine learning some of the fundamental concepts that is used in machine learning. So machine learning and artificial intelligence is a very, it's a very interdisciplinary subject. So a lot of subject like statistics, computer science, mathematics, and these things are used. So it will not get complicated for students, but we are going to make things very simple. But at the same time, they will also understand the importance of these subjects and how these are implemented into machine learning projects. All right, so let me show you. So that was introduction. Then we start off with making some predict weight by height ratio of people using the data. Now, another important point is machine learning and artificial intelligence is all about data, right? So students will also understand how data is processed, how data is acquired and trained for the machine learning models. So all of these things will be covered in these projects. So now the moving on, we have predict car prices. So they will be analyzing the trend of car prices and they will be predicting the future car prices in the market. So that's the project about that one. And the other project that they have is they will be predicting the rainfall also by analyzing the weather forecast, existing weather forecast. So they will understand how all of this data is analyzed and put into the machine learning model. And finally, the machine learning model will be able to predict the rainfall. So that's how this project is going to work. And finally, we have some game related, tennis related machine learning application. And at the end, we have a project named as Survival in Titanic. So this is also a very interesting project at the end that they will be making. So this is all about that. Now, if I talk about some of the important outcomes that should be expected out of this course that they will be taking is they will be understanding the machine learning concepts, the fundamental machine learning concepts that are used through hands-on experimentation projects in the Google Colab. So learners can develop a solid understanding of these concepts, such as supervised learning, unsupervised learning, regression, classification, and clustering. So all of these projects are built in a way that they understand all of these fundamental concepts of machine learning. And coming to the next thing, they understand about data preparation and manipulation. So data is very important for machine learning and artificial intelligence. So they understand working with real world data sets in Google Colab, and that helps them develop skills in data preparation and data manipulation. Finally, they will also be learning about model training and evaluation. So Google Colab allows learners to train machine learning models and evaluate their performance. So once the machine learning models are trained, they will be understanding how these are evaluated based on their performance. So these were some of the learning outcomes that they will be having out of this machine learning project. So I think I have gone through the overview of all of these three segregations that we had. First was for 3 to 5th grade. I will again quick repeat. So for 3rd to 5th grade, first phase, we have coding fundamentals using Scratch. And then we have mobile app development using Thunkable application. So that's about the, so we have divided a total of 15 sessions. And then coming to 6th to 8th grade, initially they have mobile application development using Thunkable. And then they have machine learning and using Python, basics of Python. And coming finally to the 9th to 10th grade, they only have machine learning and artificial intelligence, which they'll be using the Google Colab platform for doing all of their projects. So I think that's it about the curriculum wise. So I will give it over to Sarita ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayank. Thank you for the quick overview and of course
You're
the
welcome,
detailed plan that you have shared. I think we have few questions there in the YouTube. I can see that. I'll just quickly go through. Maybe you can answer that or I'll take it up. So first one is that by Miss Nidhi and Saurabh, that is the basic tablet is enough for this.
Actually, tablet is I would suggest really that if you have a laptop, because okay, it depends which grade you are. For Scratch platform, the tablet works out, but for Thunkable and for machine learning and artificial intelligence, it is really recommended to have a laptop, a dedicated laptop. So for Scratch, the tablet works.
Okay. So the next question, I think related to this only. So do we need any system with configuration?
Yeah, so I think if they're asking the configuration of system, I would tell that you should take a laptop that should have at least a Intel i3 processor, and it should at least have 8 GB of RAM. and some 250 GB of hard disk, let's say. So these are some of the important configurations that you should have in your system.
Okay, so the next question is that how many classes will happen per week? I think we are taking just one class per week, and it is divided into the 15 sessions. So 15 week the classes will go on. Next one is, hello sir, is coding and AI are linked to one another? Means if we skip coding, can students understand AI?
Okay, so actually they are definitely related. Programming is required for artificial intelligence, but the way we have planned our courses is that even if you skip coding, if you learn only artificial intelligence and machine learning course, you will be able to understand what is going on and everything. So actually they're related, but in our course, we are making them understand in a very simple and way that it's not required them to know coding as a prerequisite.
Okay, so the next question is, do we assess our students? Are we going to assess through the whole process of this? So I think that yes, we will, whenever we are giving the tasks. So the thing is that once the session will be taken, then some task will be given to the students. Okay, so looking at that, and once they develop the app, of course, that's a assessment. So I'll not say that this is a summative type of assessment, but yes, formative assessment, which will go on, or like ongoing assessment will be there. Next one is the course grade 3 to 5 for the student in third standard will be covered across a span of 3 years. Okay. Just the clarification on this, what we showed the curriculum, this one is for just this year. Now, once the student, suppose grade 3 students is going to grade 4, next year we will come up with the next version of this, like grade 3 to 5 only, level 2 version. So this is what you are seeing is level 1 for grade 3 to 5. They go across this. Then of course the grade 3 students will go to grade 4. They will not read this one. They will find out, or you will see that next year when we are coming up the curriculum, a little bit higher level and the different platform for those students. So we divide our curriculum based on the level 1, level 2, level 3. It's like that. So right now what Mayank has shown all of you is just for this year, the students will learn. So the next question is, will these sessions be all virtual or in classroom? So yes, this is in the classroom. The teacher will go in the school and they are taking the sessions. Next question is for you, Mayank, is without learning coding, will they cope up with machine learning?
Yeah, so as I said, machine learning and coding are totally related with each other. But the way we are teaching artificial intelligence and machine learning here is you should not have any, even if you don't have any prior coding knowledge, you will be able to understand the entire course. So there is no problem. You will definitely be able to cope up with the machine learning.
Yes. Okay, next one is that the curriculum is designed from 3rd to 5th and 6th through 8 and finally 9 to 10. So if a student moves to 4th next year, then what would be the curriculum? So as I told previously, explain that we will come up with a level 2 of that. So the students who will go to grade 4, they will learn, or they will learn about the different platform and do some different, of course, the learning engagement will be different. Do they have to carry laptop during classes? I think that no, the school are providing the ICT lab. I am right, ma'am? So they are going to do some of the theoretical part, and then the ICT lab, they are going to do some practical. Okay, next question is, do we need any gadgets to practice at home?
Yes, so it is good to have a laptop. It's best to have a laptop. Yes.
Yes. So they can practice at home. We are not preferring right now to carry any laptops to school. Again, I told that schools are providing ICT lab for the practical part. So the question here is, how can students at third standard can carry laptops to a school? So of course they are not carrying any laptop. If the student is in fifth grade now, which level you teach them? So ma'am, we have third to fifth the same, because we are introducing it for the first time. So we have the same curriculum that we have shared right now. Uh, Once we know that, of course, once we know the students, and if we find that no students have the prior knowledge, and if the students is ready to move ahead, of course, the tutor who is going there will take a call and give him more challenging tasks, and you know, um, we can modify the curriculum, and we can look into that, of course. So I think these are the pretty much questions we have. So, okay, I think I have answered most of the questions that came into the YouTube. What we can do is that if you have more doubt and if you want to interact, we are just giving you another Zoom link, which will open from 12 to 1. We will be there and we can interact there more. And directly you can ask questions to Mayank, and of course I will be there to carry it forward. So we were, I think, sending the link in a while.
Um,
And that will start from 12 o'clock. So 12 o'clock Zoom link will be open, and parents who have the doubts and want to know more about the apps or coding curriculum or anything that maybe we are not able to answer right now, we will directly contact us there.
Ma'am, do you want to take one more question from Basant Reddy?
Yeah, sure. And this is, how many hours per week these classes will be conducted? So the one session is given to us for each class. So I think it's a 40 minutes to 45 minutes classes will be there on weekly basis.
Okay, so there was one question that for 6th to 8th grade, they have not gone through fundamentals of coding, or
Yes.
will the students be able to understand concepts and curriculum? So whatever concepts and curriculum that I showed in the sheet for 6th to 8th grade, it is definitely designed for them to understand the fundamentals of coding and programming. So they will definitely be able to get that.
Okay, the next question coming up is, a MacBook compatible?
Yes, MacBook can be used.
Do we need to pay an extra amount for this? I think principal ma'am already informed that no, we are not, you are not, parents are not paying for this at all. Okay, as this is introduced for the first time, how class 6 the students will cover, because first level they are not covered. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
ma'am, I will take up this question.
Sure.
So, yeah, even so you might be thinking that they have not taken up coding in third or whatever grade. So how they will do this, right? So it is independent basically. So even the students who are take in the 6th to 8th grade, we are teaching all the projects. So we are starting to teach them with the fundamentals of programming, and then only slowly we will proceed. So they don't have to have any prior knowledge in coding. So we will be teaching all the fundamentals of programming, even to 6th to 8th grade, and even for 3rd to 5th grade.
Yes. Next question is, any changes in the school timing due to this new curriculum? No, I think this is the curriculum integration. So whatever the school timing is there, we are integrating during that time only. So no change in the school timing. Okay. Now you can see that that Zoom link is there. If you have more doubts, please join that link. We will be there at 12 noon onwards till 1 o'clock to clarify all the doubts. Thank you, parents. Yes, thank you, parents, to take out your time, and and I'm looking forward for the great collaboration, and of course we will make it more engaging, and yes, we will come up with a hands-on activity. And don't worry, even if the students are new to that curriculum, but our curriculum, whatever we have designed, it's completely, they will understand it, and it starts from the basic right now, and then it will of course, as and when they will move forward, we will keep updating it. So classes are of course on the weekdays, and I think for few grades it is on Saturdays. So yes, it's a good initiative from the school management. I can see that many parents are looking happy with this initiative. So thank you, Principal Ma'am, for taking this initiative, and of course the whole school management. Okay, so looking forward to all of you. If you have any doubts, please join the Zoom link. We will be there. So.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.